This is the exact list of courses I would give to any complete beginner trying to learn UX design in 2026. I've arranged it in a way that even if you're coming completely from a different field, you can still follow it without feeling lost. But before we get into it, I want to address something that kills more design careers before they even begin: tutorial hell. And if you've been trying to learn design for a while, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. You finish one course, feel good about it, move on to the next one, finish that one too, and 6 months later, you have a list of certificates and nothing of value in your portfolio. Most course listicles on YouTube are just lists, detailed descriptions of course offerings. So when I put this together, I was deliberate about two things. First, the order matters. Every section builds directly on the one before it. So by the time you pick a new tool or concept, you already have the context to use it properly. Second, each section comes with practical resources and exercises, not just more content to consume. Everything is divided into three parts: the fundamentals, Figma, and AI. There's a mix of free and paid courses here. Some come with certificates, some do not. In 2026, the real focus should be on building taste, skills, and strong design thinking, and not collecting credentials as such. And towards the end, I'll also share one structured certification program for anyone who wants a more traditional, all-in-one learning path. Let's get into it. Starting with, you guessed it right, design fundamentals. This is where you need to spend the most time. In my 10 plus years of working as UX design, I can tell you with complete certainty that weak fundamentals are the number one reason people plateau. Everything else, the tools, the process, the portfolio, all of it collapses if the foundation isn't solid. So the first course in the list is Canva Design School Graphic Design Essentials. Graphic design? Wait for it. This is the most frictionless entry point for you into design thinking. The difficulty level is beginner. It's a free course, takes around 53 minutes, and yes, it includes a certificate as well. You will learn the fundamentals, building blocks of design, elements like line, shape, space, and texture. Understand the purpose of each one. The course walks you through applying those elements practically, so by the end, you are not just recognizing good design, you're starting to make intentional choices. There's a solid module on design principles in action, things like contrast, hierarchy, and balance shown through real workflows. And in the color theory section, you will cover the basics of color wheel, then move straight into Canva's color tools to apply it. Mood boards are introduced here too, and I actually love that they are in the beginner course. Learning to articulate and communicate a visual direction early on is a skill most people don't develop until way too late. You finish with a 25-question certification test to reinforce what you've just learned, and it's something you can actually put on your LinkedIn while your portfolio is still being built. The next course on the list is IBM SkillsBuild Principles of Design. The difficulty level is again beginner. It's a free course and there are earnable badges, and it also has Adobe Suite introduction included in it. This is actually a collaboration between IBM and Adobe. The principles from the Canva course gets reinforced here, but with commentary from working design professionals, so you are hearing why these things matter in an actual workplace. The main reason why this course is on this list is that Adobe Suite exposure. Along with the core content, you also get beginner resources for Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. Don't try to master them right away, just get familiar with the interface. Understand what each tool is for, and you finish with an IBM digital badge to add to your list of certifications. Alright, course number 3 is Coursera plus Adobe Design Fundamentals with AI. The difficulty level is beginner to intermediate. Not a free course, but financial aid is available and you do get a certificate for this. Now, you've got the principles down. Now it's time to bring AI into the picture. This course is offered by Adobe on Coursera, is specifically built around Adobe Express and Firefly's generative AI. And you have to get comfortable with AI as a designing tool while your fundamentals are still fresh, not later when you've already built habits without it. The first module drops you straight into Adobe Express from day one. You are working through composition, layout, and the creative process from discovery to execution, not just watching someone else do it. Module 2 is all about brand kits, logo creation, template customization, editing features. These are real deliverables, and by the end of this module, you'll already have things worth putting in a portfolio. Module number 3 isn't new, just a revision of color theory and typography. And the last module is on client workflows and collaboration. How to present work, share it, iterate on feedback. Most beginner courses don't talk about this. And you can get it for free too. Coursera has a financial aid option. I'll link a quick guide on how to apply in the description. Don't skip this course over a paywall. Course number 4 is Coursera plus University of Michigan Introduction to UX Principles and Processes. The difficulty is intermediate and financial aid is available, and it's a part of a full UX specialization. So the first 3 courses were largely about visual design. This course is your entry point into proper UX design. You'll get a thorough introduction to both UX research and UX design as distinct disciplines. Understanding how they are related but not the same is critical for anyone who wants to work in product or digital design. The course covers how UX researchers discover and evaluate user needs, including conducting interviews, running evaluations, and analyzing systems against established design principles. These are real methods used in real teams. Sketching and prototyping get covered from a UX design perspective, not just how to make things look good, but how to use rough visuals to explore and test ideas early before you've committed anything. There's a module on human behavior and its direct impact on design decisions. This is cognitive psychology light, but it's also one of the most important things you can understand as a designer. Why do people click where they click? Why do they miss things? This course starts to answer that. You'll also learn how to conduct a micro-usability test, meaning you actually watch real people interact with the design and identify where it breaks. Even at this introductory level, this is incredibly eye-opening experience. And importantly, this course is a part of a larger UX and research design specialization form. So if you want to go deeper after finishing this, the path is already built for you. While you're doing all of this, keep this resource open. This site explains Gestalt's principles with real visual examples and tells you when to apply each one. As you're going through these courses, cross-reference here constantly. Gestalt is the psychological backbone of why visual design works the way it does. Proximity, similarity, continuity, figure ground, and seeing it in action while you are learning will reinforce everything twice as fast. Don't wait until the end to visit it. Open it now, bookmark it, and check back every time a concept from the courses doesn't quite land yet. Alright, now let's talk about Figma. You see, Figma is no longer just a design tool. Over the last couple of years, it has become an entire ecosystem and it keeps expanding. Figma Slides, Sites, Make, Draw, Buzz, MCP integration, they're just showing up in job descriptions and in team workflows already. The time investment here is medium, but only because I'm assuming your fundamentals are already solid. If they're not, go back. Don't skip the previous section. So course number 1 is Figma Basics. It's a free 1-hour course, 12 videos, no filler. This course covers everything you need to start working on Figma. Frames and groups, auto layout, components, text shapes, and everything that you need to know. The prototyping and the motion module is short but important. You need to understand how Figma links screens and simulates interactions before you even show work to a client or a team. Collaboration and sharing gets its own lessons, which most beginner Figma courses skip. Figma is a multiplayer tool. Knowing how to share, comment, and hand off is a part of the job from day one. Every lesson follows a specific structure, why the concept matter, what it looks like in actual client work, and how to apply it. Course number 2 is on Figma Slides. So what the hell? Why do you need a course to learn how to make slides? Well, that's because presenting your work is as important as the work itself. Figma Slides launched in mid-2024 and it's already becoming the default way design teams present their work internally. Difficulty is beginner and it's available with LinkedIn Learning. 2 short courses here, take them together. The first one is specifically about Figma Slides, building decks inside Figma using your existing components, styles, and design files without switching tools. There's actually a lot of context switching involved between Figma and other presentation tools like PowerPoint or Slides. Your design assets in Figma, save them separately, and then in your presentation. This takes up a lot of time in the design process. Learning this will save you a tons of time. Designing your assets in Figma tab, import them to another Figma Slides tab and work further all in one place. It's much easier. Again, let me make it very clear. You can make your presentation decks in any tool. It doesn't matter. But these days, I see more and more designers picking Figma Slides over other tools because the ease at which you can transfer your Figma designs to the presentation and then edit them on the fly. The second course covers AI-powered features and workflows inside Figma design, more broadly like an AI-assisted layout generation, content fill, and more. It's a short course and it pairs well with slides because a lot of Figma's newer AI features feed directly into how you create and iterate on presentation content. Course number 3 is Figma Sites. Now, the difficulty level is intermediate. Figma Sites launched at Config 2025 and it does exactly what it sounds like. You design something in Figma and publish it like a live website. No code, no handoff, no switching tools. It's currently in open beta, so the documentation is your best resource, but it is very comprehensive and video-based. Learn about fully responsive layouts with breakpoints and desktop tablets with mobile, built using the same auto layout systems you already know from Figma Design. And if you're comfortable, I highly recommend you check out Framer because I believe that's a more powerful version of Figma Sites. This course also has a built-in interactions and animations, hover effects, scroll animations, page transitions, all configurable without writing a single line of code. This also covers that, and this is an intermediate course. You will need to be comfortable with Figma's layout systems first. If auto layout still feels shaky, go practice that before touching sites. And the same concept of auto layouts will actually apply in other similar tools like Framer as well. Course number 4 is Figma MCP. Now, the difficulty level here is intermediate, and this is going to sound technical, but stay with me because this is the way you would probably do things in the future of design to development handoff. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It's a standard that lets AI coding tools like Cursor, VS Code, and Cloud Code read the actual structure of your Figma files and generate code from them directly. So instead of a developer manually inspecting your file, copying spacing values, and rebuilding your layout from scratch, an AI coding agent pulls your components, variables, layouts, constraints, and design tokens directly from your Figma file and uses them to write code. The documentation is a 6-part collection that starts by expanding what MCP is and how it works. It walks you through the setting up both the desktop server and the remote server, shows you how to connect them to tools like Cursor, VS Code, and Cloud Code, then goes deeper into Code Connect, which brings your actual code base to your Figma components so that AI tools stop generating generic snippets and start generating code that reflects your real naming convention and design systems. And wraps up with 2 bonus videos from Figma's developer advocate showing the complete end-to-end workflow of going from design file to production-ready code. Why does a designer need to understand this? Because once you know how MCP works, you can structure your design files specifically to make AI-assisted code generation more accurate. That makes you a better collaborator and a more valuable team member. Now, if all that sounded a little too technical and scary for you, don't worry. That's exactly why this course exists for you. So go check it out, and once you're in the flow, you'll understand some of those things, even though it might sound complicated when you hear those words. All right, now that you have your tool foundation in the Figma, this section is about putting it to work. The courses here are shorter, but the time investment is variable because this is entirely practice-based. Watching these without building alongside them is a waste of your time. Open a project, open a tool, and work through them in parallel. Course number 1, the AI-driven product designer. I'm flagging this as a good-to-have rather than a must-have course, and I want to be upfront about why. LinkedIn Learning doesn't surface detailed module breakdowns for this course publicly. So I'm not going to pretend I know exactly what's inside. What I can tell you is that this course covers how AI is changing the product designer's role, how to integrate AI tools into your design workflow beyond Figma, and how to use them ethically and responsibly. The last part matters more than most people think right now. If you've come through the previous sections properly, you have the foundation to get real value out of this. Think of it as a perspective course, short, worth your time, good for zooming out before you get into hands-on work. Course number 2 is UX Writing with AI. Difficulty is beginner and it's free 7-day program. Most designers treat copy as someone else's problem. That's not true anymore. The words inside your product, button labels, error messages, onboarding flows, empty states are all part of user experience. Bad copy breaks good design, and good copy can save a mediocre design. This free 7-day course from UX Writing Hub is the fastest way to understand that. You'll learn what microcopy is and why it makes or breaks conversion and trust with examples pulled from real products you've probably already used. There's a module on content-first design, the idea that you should start with messaging and building the layout around it, not the other way around. This one shift in thinking will change how you approach wireframes. Voice and tone get their own section. Writing guidelines that a whole team can follow is a crucial leadership skill. UX research methods specifically for content are covered too, like conversation mind and user testing for copy, which are not taught in standard UX courses. Pair this with Claude while you practice. Use it to generate copy, variations, test different tones, and then critique the outputs using what you have learned in the course. That combination is where the real skill gets built. Course number 3 is Vibe Coding with Lovable. The difficulty level is beginner to intermediate, and it's a part of a LinkedIn Learning. You see, vibe coding is AI's gift for us designers. You just describe what you want to build in plain language, and AI builds it. No code required. You can even feed the components you have designed to the AI and build an entire working prototype within a few prompts. Honestly, you can pick any tool. Lovable is a great tool and they have this course on LinkedIn Learning. The course walks you through the entire process from ideation to working published prototypes. Once you get comfortable with vibe coding using Lovable or any other tool, you will find yourself comfortable using every other vibe coding tool out there. So it's a one-time learning. The course covers the full Lovable workflow start to finish, ideating, building, refining, and deploying. You come out of it with something real and not just theory. There's an honest section on the limitations of vibe coding and when to bring in a developer. The whole course can be finished in under an hour. The goal is to prove to yourself that you can go from idea to working prototype in a single sitting, because once you have done it, you will keep doing it. Now, while you're going through these courses, I want you to be building things in parallel. So check out these resources. Try building a custom web page with Claude. Claude can generate a fully custom web page from a prompt. Use this alongside of what you are learning in the Lovable course. Describe a UI, see what comes out. Pull it into Figma and improve it. Build a practice loop. You generate something with AI, evaluate it against your design principles, and redesign the parts that don't work. That back and forth is where learning actually happens. The next resource is Shape of AI. This is the only reference you need specifically for designing AI interfaces. Every pattern you'll encounter when building for AI products, chat interfaces, streaming responses, loading states, error handling, empty states for generative tools is documented here with real examples. Apply your design principles from the fundamental section here and see how AI interfaces follow these rules. A strong exercise while using this is pick an existing AI tool, replicates its interface on Figma, and then redesign it. Better hierarchy, better empty states, better error messages. Document your decisions, do this well, and it becomes a portfolio project. And finally, take the daily UI challenge. Start the 100-day challenge now and run it alongside everything else in this section. One prompt per day, a login screen, a checkout flow, a notification, a setting page. Try vibe coding these pages and components. By day 100, you'll have a body of work, you have developed a real opinion about design decisions, and you'll have practiced explaining those decisions. Do it publicly if you can. Post about it on your socials. Make a Twitter account. The accountability makes a difference, and the visibility doesn't hurt either. And finally, the last mega course that I was talking about. IBM UI UX Designer Professional Certificate. The level is beginner to intermediate. It's a 4-month-long course on Coursera. The courses we have covered so far will make you job ready. This certificate is for a specific type of person, someone who doesn't want to piece together multiple courses and prefers a single structured program that goes from zero to job ready with a recognized credential at the end. The trade-off is time. This program teaches everything from scratch, so if you have already done the previous sections, there will be overlap. Do the Figma and the AI sections from this roadmap afterwards, and you will be in a strong position. The program opens with UX and UI fundamentals, roles, tools, and how Agile and Scrum shape real product workflows. Understanding how a sprint works and what handoff looks like in real teams is the most self-taught designers are missing, and it's shown in interviews. The research and information architecture courses cover user interviews, surveys, affinity mapping, personas, card sorting, and tree testing. Roughly 30 hours of content and the foundation that separates good designers from great ones. The UI design courses is hands-on Figma work, wireframes, user flows, high-fidelity prototypes, visual hierarchy, mobile-first design, and usability testing. You finish with a polished prototype and a reusable design system. There's also a dedicated generative AI module on building personas, empathy maps, journey maps, and UX microcopy with AI and designing conversational interfaces with a focus on empathy and usability. The program ends with a capstone project where you go through the full design thinking process, produce developer-ready handoff files, and build a portfolio case study and UX resume. You come out with something you can actually show in an interview. So that's a full roadmap. Everything here is sequenced so that each section builds on the last. What it requires is consistency from your end. Pick the first course, block the time, and reserve that time for every course and practice sessions after it. The designers who stand out aren't always the most talented ones. They're the ones who show up every day and stay curious. So good luck. Tag me in your stories and post once you start learning. I'll see you in the next one.